In the beginning, she was beauty itself. She was the temple's light. Beauty the gods adored.
But when a god desired her heart, she refused. Rejection turned to wrath, and love became punishment.
Her hair turned to serpents. Her gaze became death. Medusa, cursed for saying no.
They called her a monster, a curse born from beauty. But before the curse, there was a woman, a soul betrayed by gods, a heart turned to stone by the one she loved.
Banished from the world of light, she found power in darkness. Now the Forgotten One returns, and vengeance has a face no man can look upon. In the age of empires, when gods played with mortal lives, she became their greatest fear.
Every legend has a beginning, but hers begins in betrayal. Heroes will come to slay her. Kings will march to claim her head. But none will live to tell her story.
She turns enemies to stone and memories to nightmares.
When the curse awakens, the world will remember her name. Once a victim, now a goddess of vengeance.
Medusa will rise from the ashes of Olympus, and the gods will turn to stone. She was cursed to be feared, but now she chooses to be remembered.
Medusa 2026.
The Forgotten Isles. A storm lashes the Aegean Sea as explorers discover a hidden island shrouded in fog. The Isle of Stheno, long rumored to be cursed. Among them is Dr. Alara Vance, a mythologist determined to find proof that the legend of Medusa was real. The group stumbles upon ancient ruins and petrified statues, each frozen mid-scream. The echoes of stone. Inside the ruins, Alara discovers a mosaic depicting three sisters, Stheno, Euryale, and Medusa, the Gorgons. The art shows Medusa as beautiful and human before her transformation. As Alara studies the carvings, a faint whisper echoes her name. Almost human, almost pleading. The Temple of Athena. Flashback to ancient Greece. Medusa serves as a devoted priestess to Athena, the goddess of wisdom. Unlike her vain sisters, she's pure and kind, known across Athens for her compassion. The temple thrives under her presence, until Poseidon, god of the seas, takes notice. The forbidden desire. Poseidon, smitten by Medusa's beauty, visits her temple. She rejects him, refusing to betray her vows of chastity. But the god's desire turns violent. That night, he forces himself upon her inside Athena's sacred halls, an act that will shatter her destiny forever. The wrath of a goddess. Athena, enraged at the desecration of her temple, blames Medusa instead of Poseidon. She curses her. Her hair becomes a nest of writhing serpents. Her gaze turns living flesh into stone. Medusa screams as her body twists, scales forming over her skin, her once golden eyes burning green with venomous fire. Exile to the wastes. Banished to the Isle of Death, Medusa hides from the world. The people who once worshipped her now fear her as a monster. Centuries pass. Her loneliness turns to bitterness. Her tears petrify before touching the ground. She becomes the living myth of vengeance. The modern awakening. In the present, Alara's team excavates deeper and finds an ancient chamber sealed by Athena's sigil. Despite warnings, they open it, unleashing a pulse of energy that shakes the island. The air turns cold, stone cracks, and somewhere deep within, something awakens. The eyes in the dark. One by one, the team disappears. Statues begin appearing in new places, their shapes eerily familiar. Alara hears hissing in the tunnels. A pair of glowing eyes flicker in the dark. The legend has returned, and Medusa walks again. The curse reborn. Alara experiences visions, Medusa's memories invading her mind. She sees Athena's betrayal and Poseidon's cruelty. Slowly, Alara realizes Medusa is not pure evil, but a victim turned weapon. The goddess's curse still binds her soul, forcing her to slay any mortal who sees her. The hunter's arrival. Word spreads of the discovery. The Greek government sends a private security team led by Captain Icarus Demos, a ruthless mercenary who believes the curse can be monetized. His mission: capture or destroy whatever is on the island. He mocks Alara's warnings, a fatal mistake, the blood of the serpent. Icarus's men hunt Medusa using heat sensors and mirrors, but she's always one step ahead. Their technology fails in the supernatural fog. One soldier glimpses her reflection in water and instantly turns to stone. Panic erupts as Medusa slaughters the rest. Unseen, her serpents hissing in ecstasy. The last priestess. Alara escapes to the temple ruins and finds an ancient script, the Tears of Athena. It reveals that Medusa's curse can only be lifted if her eyes willingly close in forgiveness, something she has never been able to do since the day of her betrayal. The face of tragedy. Alara finally meets Medusa face to face. Instead of a monster, she sees a broken woman twisted by centuries of pain. Medusa warns her to leave, but Alara refuses. Their connection deepens. Medusa sees in her the same kindness she once had before her fall, the betrayal of man. Icarus launches an airstrike, ignoring Alara's pleas. Explosions rain down, destroying the ancient temple. Medusa roars in anguish, releasing a storm of stone and fury. She turns Icarus's entire unit to lifeless statues in a single scream, an apocalyptic display of divine rage. The goddess returns. Athena manifests in spectral form, furious that mortals have broken her seal. She demands Medusa's destruction to restore divine order. But Alara stands in her way, condemning Athena's cruelty. The goddess strikes her down, but her act rekindles Medusa's humanity, the eye of forgiveness. Medusa kneels beside dying Alara, who whispers that forgiveness can break her chains. In a heartbreaking moment, Medusa looks up at Athena, and instead of hatred, she closes her eyes in sorrowful mercy. The curse begins to crack. The serpents hiss softly, then fall silent. The breaking of stone. Athena's spell fractures. Light pours from Medusa's eyes as her body turns to stone by her own choice, an act of defiance and peace. The curse shatters across the island, freeing every soul she had ever turned to stone. Alara awakens, healed by the light. The rise of a new guardian. Medusa's stone form remains in the temple, serene, almost human again. The fog clears from the island for the first time in millennia. Alara vows to protect the site and tell Medusa's true story, not as a monster, but as a symbol of vengeance, tragedy, and forgiveness. The legacy of the Gorgon. Years later, the world knows the truth. Alara's book, The Last Curse of Athena, becomes a global sensation. Yet at night, she dreams of the island, of whispers that the stone heart still beats beneath the temple floor. The Serpent's Dawn, post-credits scene. Lightning strikes the temple during a storm. Cracks form in Medusa's statue. One serpent eye flickers open, glowing gold instead of green, calm, divine, and alive. A whisper echoes. Even gods cannot bury what they fear.